Hello everyone. I bring you greetings on this side of the Memorial Day weekend, a time traditionally when we have switched our worship times in the church to 8 o'clock and 9:30, if that was the case this summer. Well, I also bring you greetings on these final days of the church season of Easter leading up to Pentecost. This Sunday is Pentecost Sunday. It is a time historically in our church in which we've celebrated the affirmation of baptism, confirmation of our young people. So today I gather in the confirmation room, and as you can see on the tables are their Bibles and their papers with all their studious approach they were doing before the pandemic came into full effect. Of course, as I look around, I see a lot of notes and doodles as well, which reminds me of my own confirmation book that is full of drawings and notes that are not so religious. But anyway, on this time of being away, we continue to work on our facility, doing some upgrades and repair to our organ. We look for the paving of the parking lot to take place any day now. Just a reminder that next week, we are having a virtual coffee hour and a virtual happy hour. That information was sent before. The coffee hour begins at 10 a.m. June 2nd, next Tuesday, and then on Thursday at 4 p.m. will be our virtual happy hour. You need to respond in an email to me that you want to participate in either of those, and I will send you a link. Please respond by Thursday tomorrow. Speaking of virtual opportunities, in our June Insight that will soon be out, there'll be information about a summer vacation Bible school that is also virtual, a curriculum that was meant to be done online, giving our children an opportunity to do some learning during this summer season. I hope you families will be able to check it out. Speaking of educational opportunities, many of you have viewed the videos on YouTube that I did the lecture series on the basics of our faith. For a summer educational opportunity, we are including information about a streaming online education sessions, 7 sessions of how Lutherans interpret the Bible. It is a series I did several years ago here at CRLC. It is a videotape session of Dr. Mark Allen Powell, who retired from Trinity Lutheran Seminary, about how Lutherans approach the Holy Scriptures. It continues to be the best series that I've ever seen on how we read the Bible. I invite you to check it out, and I'd appreciate hearing any feedback that you get from this series. If you've seen it before, I invite you to do it again. I've watched it several times. Of course, we continue to look at this whole issue of returning to worship. I was saddened to see that return to public worship has become somewhat of a political football here lately. It disappoints me that worship and attendance thereof has become somewhat of a political divisive issue. We here, however, are going to continue on the same path we've been on. We have a committee looking at how to reopen whenever that time comes. And once that decision is made, that will take a little bit of time to implement so that we can return in the correct fashion. We will continue to approach this with the same criteria that we used when we canceled that very first Sunday back in March. And some of that criteria includes this: the well-being and health of our members, common sense, taking scientific and health expert guidelines and putting them in place that is practical and feasible for our physical structure. And all that being done with a full knowledge that God is present with us whether we are apart or together, that we are the church where we are at, not in some building. In the meantime, I hope you had the opportunity to enjoy some of this weather. Perhaps the seasons have finally turned. Get an opportunity to go out and work in your yard or take that walk in the park. to enjoy God's creation. And while you do that, remember to take care, dear church.